Welcome to the Not Nerd Show. I'm Nate Heath, and we're here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Hello there, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to our domain. Oh, you know what I was going to do?
Yeah.
Let me start again. Greetings, everybody. How are you today? I thought it was time to bring back some accents.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, just makes sense.
It
People
does make
can't get
sense.
enough of Dave's accents.
I saw a video. It was like somebody posted TikTok or something. Anyway, it was a guy teaching an Australian how to say no. And he would say to the Australian person, no. And the Australian person would go, no. And he'd go, no. No. Anyway, it was like a 5-minute deal. Anyway, that was a Scottish accent. It's all about accents. Welcome to the accent show.
The accent show. Well, we are going to talk. We had an outing on Saturday. Dave and I went to the Portland Retro Gaming Show, and you can see I'm actually coming to you live from there now.
Yes, you are.
From the floor of the
I'm
show.
Surprised
I
we
brought
can
my
hear
chair
you
along
with all the hustle and bustle.
Now this mic is good. I should have put video back there. That's what I need to start doing. Make it look more realistic.
You could have just made a 30-minute video.
This is one of Dave's favorite YouTubers here, Metal Jesus.
Yeah,
correct?
Metal Jesus, and his channel is Metal Jesus Rocks. His real name is Jason something, so yeah, I don't think he's sacrilegious. And then we've got camcorder guy.
Yeah, there's a guy walking around with a camcorder talking to people. But before we get into all of that, I do have a hat.
I must see this hat.
I do every week. I'm going to spin it on around.
Oh, there it is.
I've seen this one because I got this Be Kind Rewind Blockbuster from the last Blockbuster store, which is located in Bend, Oregon, but they set up basically a mini Blockbuster store at the Retro Gaming Expo. And they had some trucker hats, so I had to pick one. One thing I did not realize, and I've been doing a lot of research lately, typically this is Auto brand, and the 39-165 is their full height.
Okay.
Whilst this one is the Auto 32-467, which I believe is their mid-profile model, so it doesn't fit my giant dome as well. It rides a little higher. So the 39-165, I actually spent a good amount of time.
About hats than I want to learn, but go on.
Yeah, last week going through the entire online catalog of the Auto brand hats and doing some research for my collection. But and Producer Todd, who we saw at the Retro Gaming Expo, he has entered the chat. Nate knows his trucker hat manufacturers like I know my soda fountain machine manufacturers.
And
this is true. Before we get into the Gaming Expo, I did want to mention, and this probably affected Todd yesterday, who is a Verizon mobile plan customer. There was a major outage yesterday. I actually found out about it in the morning. I got a text from one of my clients saying so-and-so can't get on email on their phone. Can you take a look into it? And before I responded to him, he said, oh, it looks like there's a Verizon outage. Now, my guess yesterday, I was not at home. I was out and about with the family. My guess was it probably had something to do with the Hurricane Helene damage that's happened in the southeast of the country over several states, and power outages and internet outages. And I was looking today, and it does look like that's where the majority of the outage was. But my brother also had an outage down in Eugene, Oregon. His Verizon phone wasn't working. So I'm guessing in trying to fix Hurricane Helene, they broke something for everybody for a little while. So
did they have that one company working on it that did the Microsoft thing?
Yeah, the Starship, no, whatever that is. CrowdStrike.
CrowdStrike, yeah.
Yes. But I did see another story that The new iOS 18 feature for the newer phones, the messages via satellite,
Yes.
was providing a lifeline to a lot of iPhone users that we were able to use that who were not able to connect to the internet or the cell. I mean, everything was down. North Carolina, Georgia, some of Florida, and hearts go out to everybody down there. I did see Starlink coming through again. There
Mm-hmm.
are a few people I've seen on X that are just going out buying as many Starlinks as they can and taking them down to North Carolina to get people back online. One of the guys that's been in some Mr. Beast videos and works for him now, he's like, I'm just buying as many of these as I can on my credit card. And he's got this crew that their whole organization is for helping out people in these kind of like hurricane situations. I forget the name of them at the moment, but they have the massive payload drones.
Mm.
So they're actually going to places, putting Starlinks on these drones, getting to people, helping them set up so they can get reconnected to stuff. So it's pretty cool to see all that stuff come together. But
Wasn't there a
and if
plan
your
to
Verizon wasn't working, there was a problem for many people yesterday.
put a nuclear bomb in the hurricane to scatter it or
Oh,
something?
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that was discussed at one time.
hey,
That
and
would
make sure
solve it.
you're as we move into our regular show, make sure you're not doing a backup or anything. I noticed a little
Oh,
bit of
yeah,
a hiccup there.
a little bit
But
of jittery.
yeah, it's just jittery. Are we going to talk? Oh, it looks like our main topic is the Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
Yes,
And
yes, yes,
as I
it
look
is.
over to my iPad, it is still downloading media.
Downloading media. So, yes, why don't we, well, maybe we can talk. It looks like my computer has decided to do a backup now, which it
Hmm,
should not be
it shouldn't
doing.
do
So I've
that. Come
stopped
on,
that. Thank you.
computer. Bush
Um,
League.
but yeah, producer Todd in the chat probably knows a lot more. Him and the Unipiper had a booth at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo,
Mm-hmm.
which was part of the reason we remembered about it. But what a cool event! 3 days, and it seems. I'm guessing it's got to be one of the bigger retro gaming expos.
And there you
Maybe.
are sporting the Drone Dave t-shirt.
Yes,
And I'm
yes, I did
actually
wear my
wearing the
Drone
shirt.
Dave shirt and my 7-Eleven Pac-Man shirt, and yeah, Dave captured a lot of horizontal video. I did some vertical video here and there, but yeah, so we went on Saturday, which is kind of the main full day, and got our tickets and went in and were immediately overwhelmed by the vast. They took over the entire. It's the Oregon Convention Center,
Yeah.
which I refer to many times as the Portland Convention Center because it's the big one that everybody knows in Portland. But yeah, one of the first things we did, Atari actually had a huge booth there. That was pretty
Yeah, they
cool.
did. That was
With
not the
some of their
booth. That was one of like 40 tables they had
yeah,
set up.
yeah, they had a massive, massive setup and um oh, and producer Todd, I believe the Retro Gaming Expo is the second biggest thing they have in the convention center all year. And this one is pretty famous. Lots of vendors and attendees from all over the country. So
Wow.
there you go. Portland has it.
Well, next time we go, oh, I got a couple video shots that they're not going to load for some reason. Of
Oh,
you, you had to buy a
ordering.
beer when we got there.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta get that morning Saturday gaming expo beer in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was telling Val about it, and I was like, wait a minute, that was like 10 a.m. But
Yeah, it was 10, 11.
and
Oh,
I'm gonna have
yeah.
to. I don't think I can turn on this picture. There's a mug sitting there. There was this place selling um, fountain drinks or whatever, but you buy the mug for probably $50 or something, and then you can get unlimited refills.
Oh, yeah.
I see
Yeah.
that
The
at
soda.
several other things.
Yes.
That guy's sporting a ground control.
Oh yeah, while playing pinball. That's a
Yeah,
pretty meta image right there. But yeah, they have a massive, the largest free play arcade. So with price of admission, you can go in and just play if you want to video games all day. Every pinball machine. I saw several centipede machines. I mean, it
yeah.
is just wild. And yes, Dave did capture a lot of footage and was hoping to have it nicely edited to show through there, but
It's not going to work.
iCloud
So
had other opinions.
I just
They're
refreshed the page, so maybe
Maybe it'll work better. They are actually an Oregon-based 501c4 nonprofit cooperative organization dedicated to creating awareness of appreciation for classic video and arcade games through the presentation of events and conventions that celebrate the historic contribution video games have made and continue to make in popular culture. And I think they captured that pretty well.
they did. I did get some video of a completely out of place stormtrooper. Had nothing to do with video games.
Stormtrooper,
Although there are a
yes.
lot of Star Wars video games, I guess.
Yes, yes. And if you're wondering, I had a guess beforehand that the target audience of this event would be 35 to 55-year-old males that we both fall under, and that seemed to be pretty accurate. Oh yeah, we did catch a little bit of the Tetris competition.
Yeah.
They have a
I thought my wife should
bracket
have
going.
entered that. She was
Yeah,
not
next year
present,
we'll get Val in that.
she's pretty good.
Air hockey. I mean, the games went on forever.
It's like a
and ever
grandson
and
and
ever. That was one
grandma.
thing we kind of ran out of time at the end. We'll get into the fun that happened as we were contemplating whether it was time to leave or not. But some super retro stuff, really old consoles, all these old TVs, which is really fun
Yeah.
to see everything hook up to, and people of all ages, shapes, sizes, colors, everything, just playing video games. And then there is
Some cosplay going on.
yeah, they have a cosplay competition, which we didn't catch. They have hundreds of vendors that are selling, like there's Game Boy mods or old video games or video game paraphernalia or anything related to kind of the video game culture, which was pretty fun.
My
to
magic
see.
movie finished.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So
But yeah,
what I should do is I should switch to my camera.
and just
and then,
play it on there. And then hold the iPad up to the screen. We're all about production value here
Look at
at
this
the
production value right here.
Not Nerd Show. But yeah, the Portland Convention Center is pretty good size, and I love the lights in that room, the big square lights in the ceiling. That always, it is well lit in there. But yeah, so now we've kind of gone back a little bit to it, but the people watching was epic at this event. I really want to go next year and maybe just spend the whole day playing video games, since we didn't get to do much of that. But
yeah,
we did run into Todd, Producer Todd, and the Unipiper at their booth, and I gave him a Jinky. I had a VHS Jinky for him, and he was selling his VHS notebooks, and the Unipiper had his swag. We caught the Unipiper playing his bagpipes, as one does in Portland.
I forgot I wasn't on the web here. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, there we are. Yeah, there we are at the booth. I mean, how many booths do you think there were? 1,000?
Oh, that seems pretty high.
500?
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure Todd might know. So, Todd, if you're out there somewhere, let us know. I bought a lenticular.
Oh, yeah.
I should have brought it in here. Unipiper postcard. So that was fun. That Jinky is legit the best cleaning cloth I've ever had, says Todd.
Wow.
I've never been able to get my glasses clean using any number of different cloths, and it always leaves streaks. I missed the question I was supposed to answer. How many booths were there, do you think, Todd?
Yes. And a quick reminder, the Jinkies are these little cloths used to clean devices or glasses, and they come in all kinds of fun shapes. This is my steak one. I have a bacon one somewhere, and they have, literally everything. Sandpaper is one of the funny ones. I saw the other day, they posted they have a pair of not clean tidy whities that they have.
Gross.
But the cloths are really good. It's not like your typical microfiber. It's more of like almost a satiny microfiber. And they, as Todd says, he works pretty good. He says, I don't know. It seems like there were more booths this year than last year. Hundreds? Yeah, I would say there's at least hundreds. It's hard to track
Hmm.
because it's so crowded in there. There's so much stuff and you're all over the place. But they have some they had a retro computer museum-y kind of area where Dave ran into met a new best friend,
Yes.
talking about the Amiga computer, which Dave has a fondness for. They had some old Macs in there.
Yes.
But yeah, the Amiga computer, that was your first computer you had, correct?
Well, I had a stepbrother who had a Commodore 64 that I used quite a
Okay.
bit. And then we had some computers at school. But yes, with my own money, I purchased an Amiga 500
Wow.
computer. I had it a number of years. And then here is a miniature version of the Amiga 500 computer. And then I upgraded to the Amiga 1200 computer because that was cool.
Whoa.
And there's one that's a 3000, I think, and there's a 2000. Anyway, me and this guy Mark, who
Yeah.
Ravenclaw,
I was just
Ravencraft.
looking it up.
I have it saved somewhere.
Yeah, I
It,
did get the notification. Raven Wolf Retro Tech.
Raven Wolf.
Yes. And he
Anyway,
makes some retro Amiga stuff or mod. What do we call them
some
when they create
hacks
a
or
new game for an old system?
oh, that was a different guy. That
Oh,
was the guy at the
oh
television
yeah,
booth.
yeah.
He
That guy
makes
had
some retro reprograms. Uh,
yeah.
so it's current software that runs on the older hardware. Yeah, he did Donkey Kong. That guy, he was really interested in his stuff.
You'll
We had
see a Photoshop modified version of that photo as our album or our thumbnail this week. I had
okay,
to trim it in. I think we picked the wrong guy to take that picture of us. He was not as photographically minded as we might have wanted for the
yeah, yeah. He should have said, "Hey, Nate, scoot over a little bit."
he scoot onto the backdrop. But they had all these fun backdrops from classic games around that you could get pictures with. I mean, there's
Yeah,
just endless stuff to do there. There's an auction upstairs. We didn't even make it to the auction. Um,
no,
but
it was
yeah,
a good time.
we had a lot of fun. It was a good time. And then it was getting afternoon, and I had kind of told Chelsea I'd be home around a certain time. And we were like, okay, well, we're just in this one area. Let's go back, say bye to Todd and Brian, and then maybe play a couple video games. And we'll head out. And what happens? A fire alarm goes off. And at first it says, management is checking this out. Please wait further instruction. Then it says, please leave the building. So you have, I don't know, 10,000 people that they have to evacuate, even all the vendors, even the cat
Everybody.
adoption team with their cats, their kittens. Everybody had to head outside, empty out the entire convention center. We actually hid in the bathroom for a while, thinking, oh, this will be over and we'll sneak back in real quick
Yeah,
and beat everybody back in. But it
that
was,
didn't
I mean,
happen.
half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah, my ears
So
were
we ended
bleeding. We're
up
standing
taking
right
up.
by that stupid klaxon. And so
Yes.
anyway, we went outside and then like 20 minutes later it was up against our time we were going to leave and so we said, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Producer Todd says when we got back in after the alarm, that announcer telling us the building was clear went on for half an hour. Yeah. We wondered, we went down to the parking structure underneath and there was still a fire alarm going. We're like, oh, are they evacuating again? But yeah, so we did get our time cut short a little bit, but the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, look into it next year. I'm sure Todd and the Unipiper will be there, and I think we will try to get back there and have some more fun with it. But
Yeah.
very, very fun event, very Portlandish event, and there are actually a lot of great arcades around Portland, like retro arcades. So we need to check out some more of those, Dave, and we'll report
Put it
back
in the
on those.
comments below if you would like Nate and I to go to the various arcades, record some video, and report back here on the podcast. Or
Yes.
maybe we could even do a live stream. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that
And
bell
ring that
for
bell.
notifications if you want to hear.
Um, And there were, one thing we didn't even mention because it wasn't necessarily our thing. There was a whole autograph section where there was different talent that was there to sign autographs. Now, a lot of the talent was like voices of video games, like
Yeah.
the voices of Mortal Kombat or other things like that, or people who have been involved in stuff. I didn't see anybody that was really, like, oh my
Famous.
goodness, there they are. The YouTubers that you saw, there was a couple other YouTubers as well. You were much more excited about those than video game
here, look.
characters, which I don't follow that stuff very well.
So that's not
Yeah.
me in the background with my arms crossed by VCR
Yeah.
guy. I mean, it may look like me.
Yeah.
It's actually
very similar.
Adrian from Adrian's Digital Basement, who's here in Portland, and he works on old Macs and PCs and whatever, tries to get them to work. So
Yes.
he's
So
really
for
good.
for the nerds of around our age, this event is awesome. For the not nerds who are around our age, the video game factor, I would be hard to find somebody. Oh, there's the Unipiper playing. Was he playing this? I'm guessing the Star Wars theme. Later, he's playing the Mario theme, and he had it was either a Mario or a Luigi hat on. But
Yeah.
everybody loves seeing the Unipiper. You'd be hard pressed to find somebody in our age range that was not somehow impacted by video games at some point in your childhood. So,
Well, it's kind of like iPhones now.
yeah.
The kids growing up don't remember not having a smartphone.
Yeah.
And there's a horn going off. I don't know if you can hear it outside.
Fire alarm. Evacuate the building.
I think this happened the other day. My neighbor, it's not like a car alarm. It's just a consistent, like somebody's pushing on the horn. I think there's a short or something. It went on for like 10 minutes and people started coming out. One neighbor was like, I was just seeing if somebody like passed out and was dead on the horn.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
I digress.
But was there like one thing that you've like been thinking about since the gaming expo, like one highlight for you?
Well, I had a couple highlights, and one of them was in an earlier picture here. I'll bring it up here. One, I thought it was fun to get to see Metal Jesus and all of that stuff. The other one was visiting the Panic.
Oh yeah, we didn't even
booth.
talk about that. We skipped right over it. The Panic Playdate.
Yeah. So I've showed my
Previous pick
Playdate
of the week.
What's that?
Previous pick of the week, Playdate.
Yeah. So it's just a little handheld gaming system. It's modern. It's not a retro. It's retro inspired, but it came out a couple years ago. And it's kind of hard to get your hands on. But now they've got their production issues. But we got to meet the one and only, everybody's going to know this guy, Cable Sasser, right? Are you with me out there?
Hey-o.
Everybody. He's one of the co-founders.
Ladies, you had the poster on your wall.
Yeah, you did. You did. Anyway, he is kind of a well-known in the Mac space, and he is a co-developer of this product, and Panic has a bunch of other software that they've made over the years.
Yeah,
and
he's been around
video
Mac
games
forever.
Yeah, so I had a good time kind of at their booth and thinking, about, I don't know, 30 minutes before the fire alarm went off, I said, I think we should go over there with our little camera rig and our wireless mics and let's see if we can do a quick 5-minute interview with Cable. And I thought, I'm going to have like 3 questions. It's going to be nice. And then the fire alarm went off. And so I guess it was never meant to be. So if that's a pro tip, don't hold off on your dreams, people. Take action.
Don't procrastinate.
Don't
Take
hesitate.
it from me.
Yeah.
Later. Don't procrastinate.
Tomorrow's not guaranteed, but 30 minutes from now is not guaranteed either. So
yes. We have our ABCs, but we have our DBP. Don't be procrastinating. I'll make you a hat. DBP.
Rolls right off the tongue.
It does. It does. But you know what else rolls right off the tongue, Dave?
What's that?
Dave's Pro Tip of the Week.
And for those of you who are audiophiles, you might have noticed that I cranked up the volume on some of the sound effects. So that
Yeah,
may or may not come to bite us in the end. Who knows?
yeah.
Well, this week, my friend, let me see if my phone is still connected to the deal. There it is. There's my phone. The tip of the week this week is titled Ask Ads to Not Track.
Mm.
And it's funny, I have a friend named Ads, and it's not
Yeah, yeah. When you
asking
were first saying that pre-show, I was
my
like,
friend,
"What do you do?
yeah, what
You
did
have
ads do?
Find My on with ads, and you're cutting them off?"
Yeah. No, so you've done this. You've downloaded an app and you go to turn it on and it's like, you know, we we poor Facebook people, we don't have any money and we need to take all of your data. So please say it's okay for our ads to track you, and then a pop-up button will pop up. And I
Yes.
always say, do not track. But there is a feature in settings where you can say to all ads all the time, do not track me. You don't have to do it onesie twosie. And this is how you do it. You turn on your old iPhone. Of course, this is an iOS 18 because that came out a few weeks ago. Your mileage may vary on older operating systems. But in the settings, you scroll down to the privacy and security section and you tap that guy. Here we are, right at the top, tracking. You want
Mhm.
to tap that. There is a button at the top that says allow apps to request to track. And then you can go in and here's all the ones that have asked if they could do it that I've said no to. But I'm going to go ahead and click off. And so now when I install apps, it shouldn't even ask me. We will see. But that's the function of this, is to say, you know what? Stop asking me. Just don't track me. I
Yeah.
can see no benefit to the consumer of having the company track your app activity. But if you want to leave it enabled and you think there's a benefit, please do. But I frankly am sick and tired of giving all of my private data freely to companies who take it and monetize it without giving me any benefit. So there you go.
Yes, I usually, when I get a new app and I look at it and I'm like, "Oh, I like these people," or "I like what this is doing," I will give it access because I figure it helps them survive and do
Mm-hmm.
ads. And obviously, we are at different points on the spectrum of privacy and security. I figure it's mostly all out there anyways, but
You know
some
what's
apps I'll be like, you know what? Plaid Pantry, I'm gonna let you have that information.
what has changed my tune a lot is all the data breaches that have happened, because this is also some type of the data that can be taken along with your name and your phone number. It's all of your tracking history, web history, and it just gives the scammers one more piece of information to target me, and I don't want it. I don't even let Apple get private analytical data that is supposed to be scrubbed and non-identifiable. I just, to everybody, I say no. I'm done until the industry can get their crap together and stop having all these data breaches. I'm not willingly
Yeah.
giving up any information.
I would probably agree with that, and I probably should let less of them have access to that because they do. I
They're
mean,
not good stewards.
if you watch or listen to the show, just about every week there's some sort of data breach, and we've had some frightening stories about these data brokers and just the amount of information they have, and then they get breached, and
Mm-hmm.
it is a hot mess. So
Yes.
thank you for that. I didn't know that you could just turn that so they would never ask again. That does make for a better user experience.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agreed.
I like it. Well, thank you for that. And that brings us to everyone's favorite segment, just the headlines.
There we
We
are.
got
A quiet
Drive
fall
Weekend.
evening.
73 degrees out currently.
What a
Beautiful
beautiful
fall
day.
eve.
It,
Leaves are maybe starting to change. Yeah, they're starting to
yeah.
change a little bit.
And there's a
Neighbors
lot
are coming home.
dropping. Kids are playing in the street. They've got that hoop with the stick that they hit down
Yeah.
the street.
They've taken off the thing on the fire hydrant to play in the
Yeah.
water.
It's just grand time for everyone involved.
A grand time for everyone. Well, let's get to just the headlines. Oprah Winfrey bought back rights to Apple documentary about her to stop its release.
Ooh. Hmm.
Hmm.
An International Space Station leak is getting worse, NASA confirms.
Amazon is launching its own Shark Tank where winners get to be Amazon sellers.
Yay. Up to 600 million Facebook and Instagram passwords are stored in plain text.
Caroline Ellison, sent to 2 years in jail for role in FTX fraud, must forfeit 11 billion with a B.
Drop in the bucket. HP is adding AI to its printers. Don't ever buy HP printers.
And those are just the headlines.
Maybe I didn't tell you the story of the HP printer of a client that I had who was lamenting the fact that a triple pack plus black ink was going to cost $108, I think. And I said, well, you just need the black cartridge. Looks like they're all about 40 or 50 bucks. Let me see if we can get a third party cartridge that will work. I read some warnings about things being bricked and cartridges not working or whatever. Anyway, it's true. Bought the cartridge, put it in. It said, now this is not official. And I'm like, go for it. I don't care. It worked. I did a test. I did a scan. I did a copy. It printed. It worked. She calls me up 2 days later and says, I'm getting this weird error. I go there. I put in the original cartridge that came with the thing again. Still didn't work. It said print head has been damaged. So the simple act of putting in a non-HP cartridge ruined the printer, basically, because a print head was about $115. So what I ended up doing is finding the exact model on Facebook Marketplace for 50 bucks, unused. The box had been open, but it's never been used. Took it, swapped it, gave it back to the client. It even came with ink.
Yeah.
So I made her whole, but boy, oh boy, don't ever buy an HP. They're being sued.
Well, and they just
the
got
US
off
government.
their whole subscription thing where you had to subscribe to be able to print and pay per
Just
pay. It just
don't do it.
It is a mess. But let us move on to our takes of the week.
Sorry for that diatribe, but I'm just
We should have gone straight into the
angry.
bonus odd take to cleanse our palate after
everybody must know.
talk.
Yes.
Well, Meta, old Zuckerberg had a big event this week, their Meta Connect event, and they had quite a few announcements about their AR, their glasses, their Quest. So the big thing that everybody is just, mesmerized by is number 3 on this list, Orion, which is Meta's AR glasses prototype. So what these are is super thick, like Harry Carey glasses that they have holographic projection on them where you can overlay things on the real world. So kind of a mix between like your Meta Ray-Bans and then the Vision Pro.
I like my women like I like my glasses. Holographic.
Yes. So they kind of did I watched part of the presentation. They did a cut down of it. They've shown it to a bunch of people. Now, there is no talk of when this product's actually going to come out. Zuckerberg just wanted to show it off and say, hey, we've got something really cool that's going to blow people's minds. And I heard somebody mention that they think it would cost about $10,000 right now, but I could have sworn that he said they have like 1,000 of these units that they've made for internal testing and developers.
Yeah.
I could have sworn he said, Zuckerberg himself, that they were about $100,000 per unit as
Ooh.
they currently stand. So it's just glasses, the holographic lenses, speakers, the normal thing. Then there's a wireless puck that
Yeah.
connects, that kind of does the computing power. The battery's built in. It's very interesting product. We'll see when it comes out. I think I saw something that they're talking about maybe 2027.
Yeah.
You could be looking to see a version of this, but pretty wild technology. I don't know if you saw any of the videos on it, Dave.
I did. And what's cool about it is it's like the Meta Ray-Bans, but instead of just having the speakers and the camera and all this stuff, it's also got the holographic
The
screen, as
visual.
you mentioned, which will give you augmented reality, all the stuff that we've wanted for years, the things that we wanted the Meta Ray-Bans to be, where
Yeah.
you see a building and it'll pop up a little overlay that says this is the hotel, or it'll
I
put a
like that
line on the road.
that picture has all the overlays outside of the glasses.
Yeah.
I'm
It
pretty sure that's not how they work,
No,
but
this
yes,
is an
for reference.
artist's rendition. I just found another article
Yeah.
on Forbes. I don't know if they have any more pictures in here, but anyway, I want these things, but I'm not going to pay 100,000 or even
What?
10,000 or
Yeah.
even 1,000. I might pay
Yeah.
500 for these. So
Yes,
it'll
but
be why.
since those are not coming anytime soon, they did have some updates to the Meta Quest. There's
Mm-hmm.
now a more affordable Meta Quest headset, the 3S, which
Yes.
will cost $300 for the basic model. So this is their uh, virtual reality, not augmented reality, like the Quest
There,
3.
there is some augmented reality,
Oh,
not
yes,
to
there is
correct you,
some
but
pass through.
the pass
Yes.
through. The one on the couch back there is a Meta 3, and the one on the table is the 3S. And what this is it sits nicely between the 2 and the 3. The 2 has a lower resolution screen that uses Fresnel lenses, which are thicker and not as advanced. And the whole unit's a little bit heavier and thicker, but it has black and white pass through. The 3 has better everything, pancake
Yeah.
style lenses, color pass through. And so the 3S basically is the 2 with color pass
With
through and a
color.
faster processor. So it'll
Yeah.
play all the new games, but it's just not as,
Yeah.
fancy. So it's a good
Yes.
product, but don't buy a 2, just buy the 3S.
No, yeah, don't buy 2. And then they did some updates for the Ray-Ban. There's some new software stuff, and they also released a see-through where you can see all the internals on the glasses, so they don't
Yeah,
look like sunglasses as much anymore.
yeah. Everybody will see the tech inside. I think one of the advantage is people don't really want other people to know that they have cameras on their
Yeah.
glasses. Not so. I was at work and there was a person who was jokingly, "Oh, there you wore your creeper glasses today," and I took a picture as a joke. And
Yeah.
but I had to sit and think. Behind this person where I was, there were 3 cameras, surveillance cameras that
Yeah.
would have recorded
Also
her at different
captured.
angles.
Yes.
And I'm just like, it's fine. You'll
Yeah.
notice if I'm taking, the light's going to be on, all this stuff. Meanwhile, 60 frames per second, 4K video is being recorded of her every move.
3 angles of you. But
Yeah.
yeah, they did some software improvements, better natural language, remember things for you, AI, better AI stuff, live translations, and a partnership with Be My Eyes, an app we talked about years ago, which
Hmm.
provides volunteering services
Oh,
to
yeah.
guide blind or low vision users. So basically,
That's
there's
a
an app
very
and
cool
people
service.
hold up their camera, and then you can volunteer to say, "Oh, yeah, you want to wait a second to cross the street. There's a train coming."
There's a
Or
drop off.
yes, yeah, you're on
Maybe
a
turn
cliff.
around.
Step back.
Yeah,
But yeah, so they're integrating that with the glasses, which is very cool.
it
So
is
then we
cool.
had the Orion. Oh, they've got some celebrity voices,
Yeah,
Dave.
you're telling me all this stuff, and I'm kind of learning about it for the first time
Yeah.
because I I've been preoccupied with many other problems that my phone is having right now.
Yes.
The last thing I've been wanting to do is update any software because I'm going to be wiping it again for the third time. But
Mm,
I, I'm looking at this list. I am so happy that Aquafina, the
yes.
least annoying actress with the least annoying voice in the world,
Yes.
slash sarcasm.
Yes.
So who do we got here? We've got Judi Dench, who
Dame Judi Dench.
is the British lady who was in 007. She was Q, right? Kristen Bell, the quirky little blonde gal that's in everything.
Mhm,
John Cena, the wrestler turned actor. Aquafina, the
mhm.
aforementioned, who plays Aquafina in everything she's in. And
Yes.
Keegan Michael Key, you might know from
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live and other things.
Yes. The
So that's
Key and
cool.
Peele show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would hope they would have some of his
Or
comedy
what?
built into it,
I
but
guess he wasn't on.
no,
He
he
wasn't.
wasn't Saturday Night Live.
No.
I think he was on, maybe he was on In Living Color.
Yeah, he was on
I
one of
don't
those shows.
remember, but
Yeah, my mistake.
comedian,
Comedian.
actor.
And most recently on Apple TVs, I think Shmoogadin show. Have you seen that show?
No.
No, it's a musical.
Oh,
Shmigadoon.
Schmigadoon.
Yeah, he's in that.
I'm behind on my musicals, and according to this article from ZDNet, at number 5, they say the coolest feature, there's a
Really?
bunch of different AI features, is automatic dubbing tool, which we've heard about from YouTube's working on this, and many people. Meta showed off a tool that takes Facebook and Instagram Reels, recorded in another language, and translates them to your preference, going so far as mimicking the original speaker's voice and syncing lip movement to match. Now, I've played with this in CapCut. You can
Mm-hmm.
change your language, and they've expanded that. I should do some more test videos just to show you guys how it works.
Do
But
Chinese. I've seen some of those. They're kind of funny.
yeah, but yeah, so they're testing this right now, but it would basically let anybody in the world watch any reel um, in their own language, and it would sound very natural to the person doing it, which is very interesting technology. And we'll see where that goes, how weird it is, how much people embrace that. But all my PDX fast foodie videos or are just the headlines
Yeah.
reels could be translated into Chinese. Maybe I'll do that this week,
Joey
and we can
Dawe. I
share
mean,
it next
wouldn't that be
week.
great?
Yes. Yes, but yeah, so that was the Meta Connect event. The new Quest, they don't list it in here. There were some big software updates on the Quest 3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think some new features and some better screen stuff. So Dave, you'll have to report back on that on your Quest
Far.
3.
I'm so far behind on everything.
It's so far behind. Uh,
Too much tech. Oh.
So Meta had some cool stuff. Somebody that didn't have a lot of good news this week is OpenAI, the makers of ChatGPT. Uh, the headline from Futurism: OpenAI execs mass quit as company removes control from nonprofit board and hands it all to Sam Altman.
Wow.
So I
What
think
a cluster that is.
3 or 4 of the top people at OpenAI resigned this past week. And then there's a lot of people that aren't happy with him. I mean, basically, they're going completely for profit. He's trying to raise billions of dollars
Hmm.
and all this stuff, and it's not. It's a lot of people not too excited about it. Sam Altman probably is pretty excited about having money, but not losing all of his top people. And there's a related article I put in the show notes that.
Well, read this quote first.
Oh yeah,
OpenAI hasn't been a primary nonprofit company since 2019 when it added a for profit arm to its organizational structure. The move proved controversial enough for co founder and multi hyphenate billionaire Elon Musk to quit in disgust.
yes, he was not happy because he invested in the original nonprofit because he wanted a nonprofit AI company that would, solve the world's
Yeah.
problems. And then they're like, we're going to make profit.
Yeah. It was all
Hey,
fun and games until there's competition for him.
yes, yes. And with Apple Intelligence announcements back at WWDC, they were talking about one of the things you'd be able to do is if Apple Intelligence couldn't handle it, you could go out to ChatGPT. Then there's a lot of rumors that Apple was looking to invest in OpenAI to help them get to the next levels, because it would come back and help Apple Intelligence. Well, the new reports are Apple is no longer in talks to invest in OpenAI, and there weren't really a lot of reasons given, but I think some people might be stepping back a little bit and going, what's going on over there? Why are all these people leaving? And
Yeah.
where are they going to go? And can we invest in
Can
those
we snatch
companies
them
for
up?
cheaper? Yes, yes. And this next one, another bit of sad news. You
Is
found
it?
this article, and I saw several posts about it. In the headline, "One more thing, goodbye from iMore."
Yeah.
Uh,
We
it's been
hardly knew
a
you. No, we knew
Yeah.
you well. We knew all the ads that were on your
Yes, yeah.
website.
After 15 years covering everything Apple, it's with a heavy heart I announce that we will no longer be publishing new content on iMore. So Renee Ritchie, who I believe helped start iMore and is now the creator liaison for all of YouTube. So basically, he's the one that tries to keep YouTubers happy,
Yeah.
which is a really cool job for him. He's a great guy, but he left. A lot of good people have come through iMore, but they got bought out by some big company, and then it was just ads everywhere,
Ads
and
on
they
top of
lost a lot of their
ads.
good content. Um,
It was
but
the
yeah,
Cory Doctorow encrapification
yes,
process that he
yes,
explains. They got to that
yes.
point.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I just stopped going to the website, especially after he and a couple of the other key people left, because it was like it's all ads and there's no valuable content here. It's just the same reporting you can get anywhere. So,
yeah.
but yeah, iMore, no more.
Mm. That
Changed
would have been a
their
better
logo.
title than One
Yes,
More Thing. I'm more, no more.
yes. And then one last thing for our local Portland peeps, and I do have some updated information. I was telling Dave and Todd about this. I think we were talking about it this weekend, maybe, but the Portland Trailblazers have long had a complicated story with how you can watch Blazer games.
Mm-hmm.
And back when I was in like middle school, they had Blazer Vision, and you could subscribe through cable to get all of the games, but then it was tied up on cable Comcast Sports Northwest, and then on Roots. Well, they just made an announcement, and it's getting a little better. So they are releasing a streaming package, which I've said for a long time I would purchase. I think it's $120 a year, and you get all the games that aren't on like ESPN or
But Nate,
TNT.
why isn't it
Yes.
just everything? I mean, come on. When is it just going to be every game? None of this, well, you're too close to the stadium, or
Yeah. Well,
ESPN
they're
has
not
rights to
doing that.
this.
That's the nice thing. But yes, the ESPN pays much higher chunk of change than $120 to get
But
rights to their games. But it will be available broadcast. And I thought it was just going to be on Channel 2,
yeah,
KATU, one of the local channels. It's actually on KATU Charge, which you can get over the air on
it's a
Channel
digital
2.2.
channel.
Yes, or you can get it on Comcast. Apparently, there's a KATU Charge. It's got an exclamation point at the
Yeah.
end. Channel 302 and 1170. But
So
um,
I have a question.
yeah,
Now on K2, is it on K2 Charge? Is it every game or just the ones that are available via the streaming package?
it would be when ESPN or TNT or ABC have a game, nobody else gets them.
So
No,
how
I
many
maybe the NBA
So I'm
package
asking the real
gets.
questions here. How many season games are there for the Blazers? Like
There are
regular season.
82 regular season games.
How many of those are blocked by those deals that
Uh,
they have in
with
place?
this year's Blazers team, I would say maybe 4 if they're lucky, because they're not going to be probably won't be that good.
Mm.
So they like to take the good games for the big networks,
I
like
think when
for
you're doing the
Thursday night
math,
basketball or whatever.
you should take the number of games
Yes,
visible and divide
yes,
that by the
yeah,
price, not all the season games, because
yeah, yeah. You always have to look at the holistic cost,
that's right.
Dave. and figure out what makes sense. But anyways, that's enough Blazers stuff. If you're into the Blazers, go look it up. There's a link in the show notes. And on to our bonus odd take of the week. This is a very simple site that I saw.
What
The
is
website
this?
is called What Beats Rock. And you go there and it says what beats rock and shows you a rock, and you would type in the answer in rock, paper, scissors,
Paper.
and you get a point. And then you can go to the next one, and what beats paper? And you would type that in.
Well, it says it right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then what beats scissors? Try fire, diamond, or hammer. I'll try fire. No, scissors might be sharp, but they melt like butter in the face of fire.
Hmm.
And they've got some leaderboards there and stuff. Just a dumb, silly site that I thought we would share because that's what we like to do on the thing. So my score is 3, and I thought, I don't know where the high score is. So what beats? Oh, now it says what beats fire.
I
So
put
if I
water.
type in water, there we go.
But look, don't do ice. Look at your screen. I put ice. Ice does not beat water.
Oh,
Ice is just water with a chill. Water can
yes.
melt any ice any
So
day of the
this
week.
is a little more complex than what we might think. So what beats fire? Towel?
No, water.
Or water?
Water.
Toilet paper. Yeah.
I gotta find out what beats water.
Game.
Heat. Fire. No, wait. Because fire would evaporate water. This game could get
I'm just
complicated.
gonna say something completely random. Axe beats paper. An axe can chop through a towel like it's not even there. What were you thinking? Bringing a towel to an axe fight? So there is some complexity there. It isn't rock, paper, scissors. I didn't get very far into this, but it was creators Coy and Kyle. But you can find it at whatbeatsrock.com, and we've got a link in the show notes.
There used to be this video game. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe I'll pop in my head. Scribblenauts, that's the name of it. Where you had a little guy and you would type in what object you wanted and it would pop into the scene and you could use it. So like if you were in a hole, you type ladder, the ladder would fall in, and it was on the DS, so you could move the ladder around and the guy would climb out. But you could type in, there were thousands of things you could type in.
Yeah.
Like water, and it would start raining and it'd fill you up. It was pretty amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you know what else is amazing? Our picks of the week.
That is correct. And the echo worked. Nice work.
Woo-hoo.
I need to give you the ability to press your own echo button.
Yes.
My pick of the week. So, Nate, do you remember what my last pick of the week was?
Last week you had
Val.
Was it last?
I think it was Val's. Or was that 2 weeks ago?
Val's
was it
phone?
iPhone 16?
Oh yeah, well, I don't think you picked that last week. We talked about it. So last week, I can tell you, you picked the Rabbit R1. That's what I was trying to think the name of it.
I thought the phone was the pick. Well, it doesn't matter. That's my fault for not looking and not remembering 7 days ago.
It's been a long week.
Oh, we got some action there.
Little Amazon truck.
Amazon truck. Is he going to come over to my house? I wonder. Don't think so.
That would be awesome. Get a new pick of the week live on the show.
So look at this. Is this does he have a tail light out? What's that little gap at the top? I'm such an inquisitive person with all these questions. Oh, no. It was there and now it's gone again.
Yeah.
So it's that neighbor. So if I want to be a porch pirate, I've got to time
this.
this.
Yeah, now's the time. Watch Dave run over there and come back with a package.
Yay, it was soap. Anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Back to my pick of the week. So you may recall a couple weeks ago, Valerie bought a iPhone 16 teal. Oh, and I actually I brought up a picture of this because I thought ahead. One of these guys. Remember me talking about this?
Yeah.
Well, we went to the wildlife refuge and I took some photos and some videos, and you saw me post my video twice on Facebook.
Yeah.
She tried it out and she's like, I'm just not that happy with it. So
What?
today I took it back.
What?
And I bought her
An
the
Android.
iPhone 16 Pro.
Oh,
Does it
look
say
at you.
Pro?
You
It doesn't
did it.
say
Did the
Pro
upgrade.
anywhere on here. I guess you just have to know from the
Yeah.
screenshot here that it's a Pro. So it's
Nice.
not opened. When we open it, it will transfer the cellular number to her phone. So I didn't want to do that until I was
Till you
close
were
by.
ready.
Yeah. So anyway,
So you're not going to keep that Pro and give her your 15 Pro Max? Oh, you like the bigger phone.
for the first time, although I think I'd like the smaller one this time around just as a change. So the first time in the history of our marriage, she has a more advanced cellular
Wow.
device than I have.
Wow.
Well, we'll say computer. It's
Yes.
they're computers these days. So she has a more advanced computer than me. Man, look,
Nice.
the neighbor's got a package. Maybe I have one.
Yeesh.
I did order some stuff. It's supposed to be in tomorrow though. But anyway, and her main reasoning was that she wanted it for photography. She was comparing her photos and videos against mine. And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the 16 is pretty good, but it doesn't have the dedicated 5x lens, which is
Yeah.
important to get sharp photos at a distance. And she's taking
Yes.
pictures of birds and stuff, and she's like, mine's all blurry and yours is nice and sharp and clear, which honestly, on my screen it is. When you blow it up on the computer, none of them
Yeah.
are really sharp and clear because it was like at
You can
dusk.
only blow it up. So yeah, the
So-
dusk, the low light on the telephoto. I was just reading a review from the guys that make Halide. They did their iPhone review and I think put it out yesterday or today. And I was reading through it and they said that that's one of the toughest things still is on the telephoto lens. It's still a 12 megapixel, so it just can't take in where both of the other cameras on the Pro,
Or
they have
48
that
now.
48 megapixel, and so they do a ton better in low light.
But
low
I
light
did just a
stuff.
quick comparison when we were out there. I took
Yeah.
a picture of some faraway trees at, I think it was, I just left it at 5x. And then I had her zoom the 2x to 5x and take a picture. And it was a much softer image.
Yeah.
Because all that AI stuff that it had to do to make fake
Try to
branches appear.
make something out of it. Nice.
Anyway,
Well,
that's
the
it.
iPhone 16 Pro.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club, Val.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still liking mine. You went to the wildlife refuge. We went to the wildlife safari yesterday down in Winston, Oregon.
That's
and
a
I took
long
bunch
ways away.
it is that was a lot of driving yesterday, but Isla had the day off school and we went down there and I took a bunch of pictures. I took some stuff comparing my 15 Pro Max with the 16 Pro, and so I haven't had a chance to go through them all yet. But yeah, it was nice having the 16 Pro to capture the wildlife down there.
So did you do some comparison shots or did you just shoot things normally?
I did a little bit of comparison shots when I could. I was also driving the car, so that during the actual drive-through portion that made it a little tougher, but when we were doing the walkthrough portion, I did try to get some comparison photos so I can take a look at that stuff. I've tried some little test stuff like in my room and didn't know a lot of difference, but again, I'll link to the Lux review. Sebastian DeWitt, I believe it was, they went out in the desert and shot thousands of photos on the iPhone 16. They make several different camera apps, so they kind of know what they're talking about.
Sure.
So his review is really good and thorough, talking about the cameras and the differences this year. Yeah. Well, my pick of the week, Dave, you're going to be shocked. It's something from my favorite brand, NEEWER.
Oh, I was going to say Draplin Design.
Yeah, well, that too. This is the NEEWER phone tripod mount with cold choose metal smartphone tripod adapter compatible with iPhone multi-angle trifold cell phone holder desktop tripod handheld phone grip for streaming vlog SP-04. And here it is.
Oh, are you okay? I cut
Sorry
away.
about the cough there.
Is your lung coming out of your mouth? No, here we go.
Yeah. So there it is right there. Just this little metal device, but what it can do.
I was trying to find it real quick so I could show the video.
Here is, so it folds out like this.
Is this witchcraft?
Down here. You have tripod mount, 3/8 mount, so you can mount it on a tripod and then get all your different angles
Or
if
a
you're
light
trying to do a
stand.
top-down shot. It's got built-in clamp here with a lock on the back. You can also turn it this way. Now, one of the things they tell you can do is you can kind of hold it like this as a little extended thing. But Dave,
Oh boy.
there's
Is there
more.
more?
The base
Oh, it's a
also
magical
converts
tripod.
into a tripod. So then you have this little mini tripod
Transformers.
action,
This
more
is
than
great.
meets the eye on the CM028. But these are cold shoe mounts here. It's just got a ton of little features. I mean, you can just use it as a little desk tripod, but just the
Wow.
functionality of this thing, and then to use it, I've played around with it some, is just being able to get a little extra distance and stability on a selfie shot and that
So
kind of
Nate,
stuff.
would you say that you're lacking selfie sticks? Do you have a deficit in your life
I
of
am,
selfie
I am,
sticks?
Dave. I am not lacking selfie sticks.
So I
Keep
hope
two on
that you
my desk at
purchase
all
that
times.
for something besides the selfie function.
Yes, yes. That's having a small tripod and then also having the ability to mount it on a regular tripod and then have down shots or
Oh,
multi-angle shots.
mm.
And this rotates around. I mean, they jammed a lot of different
There is
features into
nothing
the
that it cannot
SPO4.
do.
Yes, yes. So if you are not like me and you're needing some more tripods or selfie sticks or things in your life, you can check this out. But very cool little device. I mean, it's so small. The fact that it folds up that small and you can put it in your pocket or
Hmm.
keep it in your backpack and just have something with you at all times.
The only problem
I'm
I see with
very
that is that it wasn't built by Smallrig, the
yes,
superior
yes.
company.
They probably have a very similar one on
The
their
only
site,
difference
but
is
yeah.
the screen printing on there.
Yes, yes, as we found on other products. But if you would like either of our picks, you can go to notpicks.com where we put all of our previous picks. We've got our Amazon affiliate links there. We love it. You guys have been shopping through those Amazon affiliate links,
Hey,
and
hold up your
we
product. Hold up your pick. Would you rather have one of these or one of those? So there you go.
yeah.
Put it in the comments. Which one would you
Yeah,
rather have?
yeah. Which one would you rather have, the new iPhone 16 Pro or the newer SP-04?
Yes.
Price is not a consideration. Let us know in the comments. But for Amazon purchase, you cutting me off, Dave?
I was cutting you off. Get off the stage.
You off the
Freaking
stage. We've got
jerk.
our Amazon purchase, and we cannot skip this one because somebody purchased through our affiliate link the upgraded car phone holder for Toyota Tacoma 2016, 17, 18,
Ah,
19, 20, 21, 22, or 23. Third gen Tacoma dashboard clipped cell phone cradles. Now, I thought this might have been friend of the show, Wes, but his Tacoma is older than that, unless he snuck out and bought a new one. But yeah, it's a very specific car phone holder for a
always click the
Toyota
coupon.
Tacoma. Yeah.
Nate, do you
So
click coupons on pages for items that you have no intentions of purchasing? I do.
no, I do not.
If I see it, I click it because it's like you never know.
You never know. Might as well
Never know.
click it. But yeah, so thank you to whoever bought that. We got a little commission on there, and Not Picks helps keep us going, and that has been ramping up. So maybe if you guys keep shopping there, buying stuff through Amazon, we're gonna get ourselves to CES this year,
Yep.
and that would be awesome in January. So
I
you
told my
better
buddy
start shopping now.
ads. Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta
And we have
turn this
our
down.
Amazon's got their deal, whatever it is next week, Prime deal
Yeah,
something. I
something.
can, they're not even promoting it on this page. I must be on the wrong Prime Big Deal Days. So it's
Oh,
not Prime Days, it's not Prime Deal Days, it's not Black Friday. It's Prime Big Deal Days, which is October 8th and 9th. So be looking out for those great deals on Amazon next week and go to Not Picks first to find what you want to buy.
yeah. I clicked on the Prime Big Deal. Look at these Prime Big Deal Days, snag devices for as low as $17.99, limited offer. So I clicked it, and here are the things that you can purchase.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so who knows how good the deals will be, especially when they seem to do one of these just about every month. But if there is something you're looking for, put it in your shopping cart and see if it goes on sale next week.
Here's a previous pick of the week, I believe.
Yeah.
I like mine. It works pretty well. You could
Echo
do
Show or Echo Spot.
That's the new Spot with the clock.
Ooh.
So, and then
Wow.
Kindles are still good. So there'll be more products when the thing actually happens. But here's all of the stuff that Amazon
all the
owns.
Amazon products that they're discounting already. Yes, never pay full price for an Amazon product.
Never,
I'll tell you that
ever.
much.
Never pay retail. It's my mantra.
Never always be dealing. ABD.
Always never pay retail.
There it is. Put it on a hat.
Yes.
I'll wear it. Well, thank you for everybody that joined the live show this week. You can always watch later on YouTube or other platforms or your podcast app. You can listen, get out there, and act better.
Now it's time to quit.